We're here today at the Royal Faculty of Procurators in Glasgow for the launch of my book, A Practical Guide to Crofting Law. Books that have been written to date on crofting law have been aimed specifically at lawyers. They have case citations and statutory citations and are detailed legal textbooks. The book I've written is really an accessible guide, a practical guide to crofting law, which is aimed not just at lawyers but also at crofters and landlords and anyone really that's got an interest in crofting law, where they can find the basics of crofting law and then if need be they can delve deeper in other books. The book will benefit anyone with an interest in crofting law, so whether it's crofters, landlords, land agents, lawyers, anyone really that's interested in crofting or crofting law will find the book of use.
I think it's a great book. I think it's up to date. It's very concise, and I think importantly it's accessible for not just practitioners but anybody that deals with crofting and crofting law. I think it's a book that crofters will also be able to pick up and find accessible and perhaps find answers to the problems that face them.
I found the book very easy to read. It was a book that I couldn't put down once I started reading it, and found it a very helpful guide to where to look for answers when these issues come up.
I think its readership is probably aimed at people who need to know a little bit about the basics of crofting, to understand just what crofting is about, what crofting law is about, without having to grapple with all the intricacies and detailed expositions of the problems that crofting law creates. So it will be, it's a practical book from that point of view.
It's useful for practitioners, for a quick guide as a starting point to investigate something, crofting issues that might arise. And I think it will be useful for students that are studying property law and rural property law, but also, as I said before, crofters. I think they'll be able to, for the first time, they've got a book perhaps that they can pick up and understand.
A croft has been described as an area of land surrounded by a sea of legislation. When the Rural Affairs, Climate Change and Environment Committee of the Scottish Parliament were taking evidence in 2015 on the Scottish Government's amendments to the Crofting Community Right to Buy at Stage 2 of the Community Empowerment Scotland Bill, this description was elaborated on by some of the participants. When introducing themselves at the outset, the late Alex Ferguson said, "I am the MSP for Galloway and Western Fries, and crofting law is a complete mystery to me." Then after some discussion on the definition of crofting community, Alex Ferguson said, "That is me. I am exhausted." Given the complexities in crofting law and the fact that legislation is going to be informed again to hopefully simplify crofting law, I'm hoping that my book will be used by the Scottish Government as a basis for the problems that exist with a view to improving crofting law for the future of crofters in Scotland.